My name is Cole Mercer. I'm a 41-year-old structural engineer and co-founder of one of the most respected civil planning firms in the tri-state area. I'm not flashy, not the type to chase drama, just a man who builds bridges literally and figuratively. I married my college sweetheart, Erica, almost 20 years ago. We had our rough patches, sure, but I thought we were solid. That belief shattered one rainy Thursday afternoon. I was in the middle of a video call, discussing design stress factors on a new coastal overpass, when my phone buzzed repeatedly. First once, then 3 missed calls, then a text. Erica, Cole, you need to come home. Now, it's bad. I excused myself from the meeting, heart thudding in my chest. Erica wasn't the type to exaggerate. Something was wrong, very wrong. When I pulled into the driveway of our suburban home, my jaw clenched. 3 patrol cars, lights flashing, were parked out front. Yellow tape was being rolled across the porch. I sprinted inside. The air reeked of panic and bleach. I found Erica in the living room, her blouse torn, tear-streaked face buried in her hands. A detective, short, sharp-featured, and matter-of-fact, approached me. Mr. Mercer? I'm Detective Graves. There's been a break-in. Your wife defended herself. On the hardwood floor, half covered with a blood-soaked sheet, lay a man's body. A kitchen knife sat sealed in an evidence bag on the coffee table. Your wife says she was attacked. She stabbed the intruder in self-defense. Erica nodded, looking devastated. He broke in. I screamed. I just reacted. The victim's name was Nolan Reese. According to the detective, he had a history of minor thefts and assault. It seemed open and shut. But I build entire highways by evaluating pressure points. I know when something doesn't fit. There were no signs of forced entry. The back door lock wasn't tampered with. And my wife, who once called me in hysterics over a raccoon in the garage, had somehow wrestled a knife from a violent man and stabbed him to death. Something smelled off, and it wasn't just the blood. I stayed silent, calm. I held her, reassured her, played the part of the supportive husband. But when I saw her phone, left carelessly on the kitchen counter, I noticed a notification flash on the screen from Vaughn Redhart. What the hell happened? You said he'd be gone. Call me. Vaughn Turner, a construction manager Erica had worked with while redesigning our backyard. I'd always found him too charming for his own good. Now my gut told me something. Erica and Vaughn weren't just working on patio tiles. They were working on something else. I kept my suspicions buried deep behind a calm face. I've always believed that if you want to know the truth, you don't confront it, you observe it. While Erica was busy being interviewed by the police and leaning into her victim role, I slipped her phone into my pocket. A harmless mistake, I figured she'd assume. That night, I cloned her device onto mine using an old recovery app I'd built back in my early tech hobbyist days. Within minutes, I had access to everything. Texts, call logs, cloud backups. And that's when the real story unfolded. Erica and Vaughn had been having an affair for nearly a year. The messages between them were graphic, filled with inside jokes, and worst of all, plans. There was one message that made my skin go cold. Vaughn, we just need something to push Cole over the edge, or get him locked up. Then we're free. Erica, if he finds out, he'll never let go of the house. Or his shares. We need a clean break. They weren't just cheating. They were planning to ruin me. The break-in wasn't a coincidence. It was a setup. Erica had lured Nolan, some lowlife with a record, into our home under the guise of a hookup or a drug deal. She stabbed him, staged the scene, and made it look like a home invasion, all while thinking I'd panic, act irrationally, maybe lash out or disappear under the stress. She wanted me out of the picture, legally or mentally. But Erica had no idea who she married. I didn't scream. I didn't leave. I didn't accuse her. I got methodical. The next morning, I kissed her on the cheek like nothing had changed, told her I'd be working late, and left for the office. Only I didn't go to work. I went to Gina Navarro, my longtime friend, and, conveniently, one of the most viciously efficient family law attorneys in the city. She owed me one. Years ago, I helped her brother get a job at our firm when no one else would touch him after a messy DUI. When I showed her the messages, her eyes narrowed. You have her cold, but you can't confront her. Not yet. You want this clean? We hit her where it hurts. You ready to play the long game? I smiled. Oh, I've been building bridges my whole life. Now I'm ready to burn one. I started with the house. Erica didn't know it, but after my father passed, he left me a private inheritance. Most of it had been funneled into a trust under a false business name. Keystone Glen Holdings, a name even she wouldn't connect to me. That trust? It owned 51% of our house. Within a week, I transferred the house's title under the company name. The next blow? The joint bank accounts. Quietly, legally, I froze them, citing fraud concerns flagged by our security software. The bank, aware of the break-in and concerned for our safety, complied without hesitation. Now, Erica's access to our money was gone. She called me that night, frantic. "Erica, on phone call, the bank just called. Our accounts are frozen. What the hell is going on?" Me, calmly, could be related to the break-in. "I'll handle it. Don't worry." She was spiraling. Vaughn wasn't answering her texts. I made sure of that by spoofing his number and sending a message that said, "Lay low. Police might be watching us." She thought he ghosted her out of fear. Meanwhile, I met with Detective Raymond, the lead on Nolan's case, and turned over the phone logs, messages, and even GPS timestamps that Erica forgot to delete. I told him I accidentally synced her cloud during the panic of that night. He was skeptical, but not stupid. "You're saying your wife might have set up the whole thing?" "I'm saying she might have more to gain from Nolan's death than anyone else. And if I were you, I'd start digging into Vaughn Mercer. Something tells me he's not as invisible as he thinks." Raymond left with a lot on his plate, but I wasn't done. I moved out 2 days later, quietly, no drama. Erica came home to a half-empty house and a letter from Gina Navarro, letting her know she was being served with divorce papers. Grounds: marital misconduct and attempted fraud. She blew up my phone with calls, texts, crying voicemails. I didn't respond. I was at Vaughn's condo, with a private investigator and a locksmith. The place was technically under investigation now. My PI got access to Vaughn's laptop while the cops were slow-walking their search warrant. There was plans, emails, even a sketchy life insurance policy Erica had inquired about under my name. My name, that was the final nail. I gave everything to Detective Raymond. It didn't take long. Detective Raymond called me one morning, his voice gruffer than usual. "We got something. You might want to come down here." I did. They had Vaughn in custody. Turns out, he'd been scamming more than just married women. Fake IDs, forged documents, multiple aliases. Vaughn Mercer wasn't even his real name. He cracked under pressure. And Erica? Well, she wasn't arrested. Not yet. But the investigation was now formal. She was named an accomplice. I watched from a distance as her perfect world crumbled. She was forced to sell her designer handbags just to hire a defense attorney. Her best friends ghosted her, not wanting to be tied to potential criminal charges. And her job? Gone. A financial firm can't exactly keep someone under investigation for insurance fraud. My lawyer filed for full asset protection, claiming her betrayal put our shared finances in legal jeopardy. The court agreed. She got nothing. No alimony, no house, no car. She tried to play the victim online, made a few sob videos where she cried into the camera, claiming he abandoned me when I needed him the most. People were sympathetic until I leaked the footage of her and Vaughn together at the airport. Not hacked, not stolen, just cleverly obtained via public security feed. All legal, all timed perfectly. It went viral, millions of views. The sympathy dried up overnight. Suddenly, she wasn't the grieving wife anymore. She was the manipulative woman who tried to set up her husband and got caught. And me? I bought a cabin up north with the funds I'd hidden before everything went down. It's quiet, peaceful. I finally sleep through the night. One evening, as I sat watching the fire crackle on the hearth, a letter arrived. No return address, but I knew the handwriting. Cole, I'm sorry. I was scared, I was stupid, and I ruined everything. I know you'll never forgive me, but please know, I do regret it. Every single day. Erica. I stared at that letter for a long time, then tossed it into the flames. After everything, after the betrayal, the lies, the threats, I realized something. I never wanted revenge to destroy her. I just wanted truth to set me free. Revenge wasn't about hurting her. It was about making her face what she tried to run from, what she tried to bury me under. And once that was done, I didn't need anything more. I never responded to her letter. Didn't need to. She had to live with what she did. Me? I rebuilt, quietly, on my own terms. I took a new job, remote work far from the noise. Started hiking, fishing, living like a man who had been dragged through hell and clawed his way out without bitterness in his bones. And whenever someone asked what happened to my wife, I just smile and say, she took a trip, but I was the one who traveled the furthest. This is where our story comes to an end.